Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, the people's channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and it's the greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. It's around the blockchain. We come to you Monday through Friday at 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No channel's working harder to keep you in the know when it comes to crypto. We're going to be talking about your favorite topics, and today we have the best panel we've ever had. We're going to go ahead and start on the top right, coming in from the desert in his little oasis, talk about Sin City Crypto. Then on the bottom right, I had to check my eyes there. I thought he was wearing the same outfit as Richard Hart. It's Crypto Blood. I thought it was in the Burberry. Then on the bottom left, we have Infinite Crypto, and make sure you check out his channel. Really, really good content. Then on the top left, hey, all the poker players, they're celebrating because Ben won't be at the World Series this year. We were just talking to Ben. But we're going to be talking about...
You don't know why? Because
Why?
I'm dedicated to the BitSquad. That's why.
That's
I love
right.
the BitSquad more than I love my poker career.
Yeah, we say we work harder than all the channels. We actually mean it. We're going to be talking about ETH liquidations, the highest it's been in many, many years. Also, Bored Ape Yacht Club, is it unlimited? And is there an exploit you might need to know about? Also, Epic Games, huge moves with NFTs. We're going to get into that. But before we do, let's look at the crypto markets and see where things are heading. And they're heading in a generally okay direction here. I'm trying to zoom in with my left here. Just bear with me. But we have Bitcoin up 31,400, up about 4.5% on the daily. Ethereum pulled back a little bit, but still up on the 24-hour. Crypto Blood, we're bringing it to you. We have Bitcoin. It's pumping and it's pumping hard. Is this just a, just a little relief rally? I see the. I mean, are you revoking your job application with McDonald's, or is it too early to celebrate?
Oh, that's not my job application. That's old Michael Saylor. That line there, you see the yellow arrow, ladies and gentlemen. $21,000 Bitcoin. I think it's still in play. I still think it's in play. But yeah, I would say it's some short covering going on here, and that's normal. You're gonna have that in a market. So I'm not too concerned right now, to be honest with you. I think we still head lower, and you're gonna have some ebb and flows with this. A bear market, you don't just see it go straight down, though it normally goes, down faster than it goes up. You still have relief rallies, right? So I think that's where we are in the markets. And
Okay, now the 21, is that the scam wick goes to 21, or the candle goes to 21 with the scam wick touching 20?
Scam wick, I like that one. I've never heard that one before. I think we're actually going to just head lower to that area and then figure out from there. We may see a capitulation below 21, because then you'll see the market really panic about that whole micro strategy margin call level at 21,000 allegedly. So we'll see.
All right. Remains to be seen. But speaking of shorts, we had an insane amount of Ethereum shorts here. 3.61 million. No, sorry. $690 million worth of shorts. This is the highest amount of shorts that have ever been liquidated in over 3 years. Most of it Bitfinex. The vast majority came from Bitfinex. 670 million of these liquidations. 99.5% were short. So obviously people thought this price was going to go much lower. Did not decide to go that direction. Now, Ben, this was an insane amount, multi-year high for liquidations. Where did all these short sellers come from? Were there big influencers maybe saying it was going to go lower? Was there a key target hit? Why do you think such a high amount got liquidated over the past couple days here?
Well, look, we continue to talk about this false top theory. And, the fact is, if the true top of the market was in April or May of last year, then we are right in the range for Bitcoin to bottom. And that really throws things off. I'm telling you, the ability of this false top to throw this market into chaos is unparalleled. We've never seen anything like it in the history of Bitcoin. And, to me, we've been telling people, watch out for the 85% drop. Watch out, it could go down to 10,300. Same thing that, Blood is talking about. I mean, the 200-week moving average is 22,000. And we've been warning people, it can go down that low. I mean, traditionally, most likely it will. But if this false top theory is true, and this entire November top was manufactured by institutions, we talk about, well, how is crypto different with these institutions? And they're able to possibly cause a dead cat bounce to create new all-time highs. That's the kind of work that the institutions can do. That changes things for us, because if that is in fact what happened, now all the numbers that we've been looking at aren't necessarily in play anymore, because traditionally 12 to 14 months after the top, we see the bottom. That we are in that range right now. So people are expecting much, much lower prices, and we've warned people that these prices are most likely coming, but they're not guaranteed. So now, if this false top theory is true, and we actually have potentially already bottomed, then there's going to be a lot of people getting wrecked as they're expecting now. I feel like the general sentiment now is people are expecting a $20,000 Bitcoin or lower. Because of that, the market tends to go in the opposite direction from that. And when you look at this bear market compared to the last bear market, and you look at sentiment, you know, we certainly listen. I want people to really think about this. Even when we were at $6,000 for Bitcoin back in 2018, people were not. It was the few and far between that were calling for the $3,000 Bitcoin. The vast majority of people are saying that's the bottom, that's the bottom, that's the bottom, that's the bottom. Every time it would hit some like anywhere below $7,000, we're like, that's the bottom, that's the bottom. Well, now you got everybody saying, watch out, it could be much, much, much lower. And then when you factor that false top theory into consideration, the fact that there is a chance Bitcoin has already bottomed, and I don't know if I'm 50-50 on it. I'm certainly not 50-50. What I would say is with every day that goes by, I become more and more convinced that there is a chance that Bitcoin has already bottomed. A chance, not much likely, but every day that chance gets a little bit stronger in my opinion, when the more evidence of this false top theory that comes out, and it's just throwing everybody into kind of a cluster of not knowing what to do next and being paralyzed. And now we've got these incredible amount of shorts. Like, think about this. You have people that were shorting Bitcoin 9 weeks in a row of red candles, expecting a 10th week of a red candle.
Yeah.
Like, and guys,
you got to get that relief rally.
You got to get the relief rally. So the interesting thing is, whether we get a relief rally or Bitcoin bottomed, we're still going to see the same action in the coming months. You know, it's just going to be up to, the rest of this year to determine, are we going to get a black swan event or are we going to get a white swan event? If if Russia comes out tomorrow and Vladimir Putin says, guys, we're pulling out of Ukraine.
What about a red swan?
A red swan?
Oh, yeah.
That's that blood swan. That's that blood swan.
Yeah, you got the blood color shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. I like
that's even rare.
All right. Well, on that point,
blood,
I mean, I would actually
rare.
agree with the double top, the false double top there. My thesis is mostly it was inflation driven, and I would say it would be closer to 12, 14 months after April, May versus November. But, with ETH, that would mean a very, very low price for ETH as well. Brad, I want to bring it to you, Infinite Crypto. We have ETH 2.0 validators. They're getting ready. I think we just hit a 13-month high of 32 Ether wallets, over 100,000 at the moment right now. Do you expect any big immediate action once ETH 2.0 goes live? I mean, is this going to go up or down in any kind of sharp way, or do you think everything's kind of be priced in and maybe chopped sideways?
It's really hard to say. I want to say thank you for having me again, and welcome back, DZ, man. I hope that arm is healing up good for you. My wife just got done with some carpal tunnel surgery, and she's got her arm in a sling like that too. So I feel for you, brother. But
I've been watching a lot of Sling Blade, and I've been doing okay. But thank you for wondering.
Too much Millie rocking, DZ. Too much Millie rocking.
The thing about these questions is they really put you on the spot, and you want so badly to be right, when you give your prediction, but it really, I don't know. I think that with a lot of things recently, we've seen that the market, the things have kind of been priced into the market, like back, I want to say in March, when we were getting ready for the Feds to raise the rates the first time. A lot of people were expecting a big dump after that meeting. And then there was also a big subset of people that thought, hey, it's been priced in. People know it's coming. And as long as it's not any higher than what we expected, nothing is going to change. And as you saw after that, we actually had a nice little, rally after that after that event. So leading into ETH 2.0, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement when it actually happens. If it happens, properly without any hitches, and it actually is working, I do think it's going to be a big boost to the market, at least temporarily, because people are going to be excited to get in there and use Ethereum again. They're going to be excited to be buying things and paying pennies pennies compared to dollars with the fees. So I do think that ETH 2.0, if it goes well, it goes smoothly, it can make a huge impact on the market and, could potentially be one of the catalysts that gets us headed back in the right direction. I'm looking forward to the day that, folks like us that are on here on this channel today are actually optimistic about the short-term future. I know everybody on this channel is excited about the long term. We all know that all we got to do is stay true to the course. Keep buying the top projects and just be ready to hold them for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you can't lose. But I'm looking forward to that day when Ben is saying, "Hey guys, looks like we're headed back up, man. The bear market is over. The bull is reestablished," and I'm hoping that ETH 2.0 can head us in that direction.
All right. Now, Sin City, speaking of ETH 2.0 and the bull run back on, as we mature, the drawdowns, they lessen every year. So, or every 4 years. So at first, Bitcoin might fall over 90%, then fell, roughly 85%. If it falls down to 20, we're falling roughly 70%. So it's shrinking every time. Has ETH matured enough where it won't lose 95%, 96%? What are kind of your predictions percentage-wise for Ethereum? Are we in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s?
Yeah, I think 80, 90% does line on par with where I think it's going to go. A couple of things with what the group said here. For one, I'm not really sure we're going to follow the 4-year pattern. From the release of Bitcoin to the current day, we've been in a bull market essentially since 2008 and onward. We haven't really played with a recession. And so we don't know what Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or high risk assets or tech stocks, we don't know how they're going to perform and the current status if we do go in a recession. We do have 2 more months where we're expecting a 0.5% interest rate hike, followed by another 0.5% interest rate hike, which is going to absolutely cripple the already high interest rates that you get on your homes. So I think there's going to be less money going into tech stocks and then less money going into crypto. And so I think this is only the beginning. I think, right now we're at, $1,900 Ethereum. We were just above that at $1,700 or just below that at $1,700, which is right around the same level we were 1 year ago. In March of 2021 was the last time we were at $1,600 Ethereum. I think we got a lot more pullback to come in. I got some buy orders at under $1,500. I think that's going to happen. Now, with that said, I think the market in general is going to pull back. I think all cryptocurrency is going to go down. I think the recession, I think we haven't seen what crypto looks like that in the recession. But I will say we're going to get a rally in Ethereum because everybody's so bullish on ETH 2.0. But I personally, not investment advice, I'm going to be exiting my position, at least in the short term, with Ethereum right before the merge comes. I think it's going to be that buy the news, sell the rumor kind of thing. And so with that said, I think that ETH 2.0 is going to disappoint because the general consensus is that it's going to alleviate the gas fees. ETH 2.0 doesn't do anything to the gas fees. It becomes slightly deflationary, and then it doesn't increase the speed. The block size time gets cut down by half a second, I think it is, or half a minute. So realistically, I think people are expecting confetti and all this amazing upgrades to come out, but essentially it's just going from proof of work to proof of stake. And that's pretty much it. Sharding coming shortly thereafter is going to implement the lower fees and faster transaction times. So I think people are going to be disappointed there. Buy now, sell early. There you go.
Yeah, with the E thing, the gas fees being solved is going to be way down the line. And oftentimes we saw it 6 months ago, 8 months ago. Oh, this is going to be approved and gas fees go down. It's going to be a while. But yeah, you're going to be, those JPEGs are going to stay
EIP
expensive
1559 did EIP 50, 59.
It did lower.
Prices.
It did lower.
Yeah,
I mean, especially when you factor in the increased price of ETH. It was $4,000 ETH, and you're still doing things for $20.
You know, I got a big $20, $20. You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, $20 bill, man.
I tried to bite my tongue on this, but I do want to address what Sensei's talking about. And I understand why you would say that about the 4-year cycles being wrong, not going forward. Because we're in a recession. I would point you back to 2020 in the beginning of the pandemic, and there was the exact same thing. Everyone would say, well, the 4-year cycles are not going to end up being correct because now they're thrown off because we have this giant pandemic. We've never had anything like this. It's unprecedented. But it just so happens that coincidentally, we had something that was actually really, really bullish for crypto happening right at the beginning of the time that Bitcoin was supposed to be going bullish. Now you have a recession, you have something really, really bearish that's going on as Bitcoin is naturally in the part of the cycle where it is in a bear market. So what I would say is it would be very interesting, and I could maybe support your theory if it were the opposite. If right now Bitcoin was supposed to be bullish and we were heading towards a recession, but I think naturally it's going to work out to continue because the timing is really perfect for Bitcoin during this time. And I just always caution against everybody saying it's different this time, because until it is actually proven to be different, then it's really hard to say that, I think, because right now we're right where we should be in the middle of a bear market. Once we verge considerably off of that, one way or the other, then we can start having those conversations. But that's my personal opinion on it.
No, that's a good point. Good point. All
right, well, it does happen to line up perfectly. Honestly, the recessions generally last about a year and a half or 6 months to sometimes out to 2 years. So with the halving event, I think it is set the par. So I think we just have probably another 8 months, maybe 12 months of this bear market, and who knows? At the end of the day, when you think Bitcoin's going to do one thing, it usually does the opposite. So, I mean, none of us truly know, but it does happen to coincide the recession with the bear market, and the halving is going to come right outside of when a recession would typically end. So I could see some really bullish scenarios coming up to the next halving as well.
Yeah, moving on to Bored Ape Yacht Club. They had an exploit get rediscovered, essentially. This was discovered June of last year, but kind of making the rounds again. They have a single non-multi-sig wallet, meaning just one person can execute this, that can mint an unlimited amount of apes. Let me repeat that. One wallet can mint new apes at an unlimited amount, I think at 30 apes at a time. They brought this up June of last year. They said, don't worry, we would never do anything. We'll actually take care of it the next day or two. And then crickets. Nothing's ever been said. Kind of got rediscovered. People are talking about it again, especially at their last Discord hack. A few people got their wallets drained yet again. And Bored Apes are not the only one with this function. Doodles also has it. Now, Ben, obviously from a business perspective, if they were, it's like making the 22nd million, Bitcoin, it would tank the price. It loses all scarcity. I don't think, the owners would do this. But do you think it's possible that maybe someone could lose access or someone gets hacked or, is it possible? What kind of odds do you put on, maybe we will see that 10,001th ape get minted?
That it's a scary scenario, to be honest with you, because I have a Bored Ape. That's why it's terrifying to me, so I don't want that 10,001st one. I think probably there's something that could be done to fix it. I mean, look, it's kind of like this. Like if I went out and I reproduced a baseball card that was a Babe Ruth baseball card that, had stopped minting, somehow I were to get access to the original and I would mint a bunch more, there would be some way for people to know, whether it was taken to an actual place that can date the card or whatever. So I think if this were to happen, I think there is something that could be done to differentiate the apes, the legit ones versus the non-legit ones. But as soon as one of them gets minted, you can bet your bottom dollar there's a ton coming right after that. So I mean, I think Yuga Labs has a responsibility to fix this, get with the exploit, figure out how to fix this in the code to make sure that this can't happen. I mean, you can't be running a multi-billion-dollar company like they are right now and, let something like this go. So, the Yuga Labs team has, shown over time they're going to do what needs to be done to correct mistakes and to make sure this community stays, the top NFT community. I think it's going to stay number one. I think that, you know, it's permanently past CryptoPunks. I think CryptoPunks will remain in the top, you know, 2 to 5 as well. But I think Bored Apes has too much right on the line to let this go. So I'm sure somebody's hard at work right now trying to fix it. But this is certainly what we don't want. You know, we don't want, you know, an expanding supply with limited assets.
Yeah, we would see by the token ID is how you would tell. Now, Crypto Blood, they said they did have a comment. They said they were going to revoke the addresses access, but they haven't really, you know, made any moves. For an NFT project that's worth 95 ETH, Yuga Labs makes up 25% of all OpenSea volume. It's just saying you're going to take care of it enough. Do they need to, you know, do a little bit more here?
Yeah, this is pretty concerning. I don't have any Bored Apes, but I would be concerned, as Ben said. The thing is, I'm more concerned not about the smart contract exploit, but the fact that they have a Unisig wallet on that particular. That really is the issue. Like, come on, people. So
Yeah.
they really need to. I don't know how they can mitigate that part. Can they upgrade a Unisig to a multi-sig? I'm not sure. I'm not, you know, that technical. But that is really the issue, in my opinion. So that's the attack vector, and I would be concerned with that. The smart contract can be upgraded. It can be, you know, modified in some manner. But yeah, that Unisig is a concern of mine.
All right. Now, Infinite Crypto, let's just say it does get exploited. Let's say their son, you know, someone's son gains access, mints themselves, you know, 100 apes. What do you think would happen to the price? Would the advertising, you know, maybe even garner a higher price just from hype and, you know, more people looking at it? Or, you know, even though you can see the token ID, do you think it would tank the original 10,000?
Yeah, I definitely think that, especially right as it happened and as the news broke, it would definitely tank the price. It would create, you know, so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt with the long-term viability of the project, even if it's not necessarily warranted, even if those, as Ben said, and I agree with him, that those that are minted after the fact can, you know, can be, you know, put into their own category. It'd be obvious, you know, what they were. But I do think that in the short term, there would be no way around probably a pretty significant dump. I think a lot of people would want out of the project, especially people that are in significant profit and that are seeing it as a possibility of losing all of this money that they've built up. I think it would definitely tank the market, and I would think it would tank it fast and hard. And I do think that over time it would recover, and it would probably be, you know, a non-issue several months down the road. But in the short term, I think it would be horrible for the project.
Okay. Now, Sin City Crypto, do you think that Bored Ape, you know, when they first started, it was for artists? You know, the first utility was like spray painting a wall with the community in the Discord. But now it's kind of a corporate entity at this point. Do you think people still have faith in the project, or are they starting to look at it as a, you know, monolithic empire?
Right now, it's more of a status. So it's more of a status figure right now. I mean, you have all the prominent celebrities, you have all these big names, actors. They're endorsing the Bored Apes. They're putting it on their profile picture. So I think that's what it is. I think it's more of a brand than anything else. It started as an artistic expression, but NFT sector is so new. What hasn't happened in the NFT sector? When you look at the early days of cryptocurrency and blockchain, you had the giant collapse of big projects and were big rug pulls. I mean, as of lately, it was the Terra Luna collapse. In the past, there's Bitfinex, the Mt. Gox. So you have all of these big events that have happened. We have not seen a big, huge event of cataclysmic collapse in the NFT space. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is a sign of what's to come, the vulnerabilities that are out there. And the thing that really concerns me with the project is not so much the fact that you can go out and mint another NFT, is the fact that you can go in and change the metadata. And so, if I'm over here and I want to make my Bored Ape a little bit more rare, I can take off, add a laser eyes to him, or, give him some gold hair, or maybe change the ape into a banana. Or maybe change the banana into a gato. Either way, the possibilities are endless. And so I would proceed with caution. Why the hell do they have a master key for this thing floating around? I mean, you got to get rid of
I
that
don't
thing. And you
understand
know
that.
what? They have nothing but a tarnished record. They got a tarnished record. Their Discord got hacked yesterday, I think it was, and then their Twitter's been hacked. Every time I go look at the news, it's another Bored Ape exploit. It got taken over. And then you got the kill switch, the freaking self-destruct button out there with the regular signature wallet, and it's just like, bro, you guys are playing with fire. Fire.
It is a
Watch
little scary out there. All right, well, we're almost running out of time. Let's make sure we talk about Epic Games. Yes, the people who did the Fortnite game. I would now do a Fortnite dance, but not really conducive with the sling. They just announced they teamed up with Gala Games. That is right. All my Gala fans, where you at? Hit that like button if you want Gala to get past a dime at this point. It's a Wild West themed battle royale. Think of Fortnite with cowboys, a Dead Red Redemption style game here. They're going to do 10,000 player avatars for Grit. Still a lot of details yet to be announced. This is all announced in Malta, where TJ is at with Brian from Meta Money. So shout out to those two. And they have a lot of big plans, a lot of details still coming out, as I said. And we don't know what's if it's going to succeed or not. That is going to be up to the market. Now, Ben, I've seen TJ's Instagram stories. It looks kind of cool. Has he talked to you at all? I mean, what are your thoughts on this game? Can it compete with the Fortnites and the other major big battle royales like a Call of Duty?
Well, it's interesting because when it comes to Gala games, Gala games, I refuse to say
Gala.
the other way. Well, that's the British pronunciation. So, all right, Mr. Bean, if you're, want to go that direction. We love people from the UK, though. We love people from the UK here on the channel. Mr. Bean is an outlier. We love going to the pitch, watching a match. We love things like that. We love cricket.
The lift up.
We like
down,
cricket, not the wireless company,
football.
not the animal.
Oh, American Gridiron. I prefer American Gridiron.
American Gridiron. We do like American Gridiron also, but it, close to actual football. But in all seriousness, though, when it comes to Gala games, like my biggest concern about Gala games is more from the play to earn perspective, because we talked to several people that were early in on Gala, and they did phenomenal. They did really, really well. Allison has 17 monsters right now. That's so weird. But they did very well. Like, I guess, I don't know what you call it. Do you call it mining, the play to earn? Like, what? I don't exactly know the terminology that you would be using there. But people that were staking very early, and they were able to get items like really, really cheap, and they got a lot of Gala coins coming in like hot and heavy. But when we jumped in and when we did a node, we were hardly earning anything. So when people are hardly earning anything and something is this new, I'm a little concerned. So I talked to TJ about it, and TJ said that, his thing is that it's really the quality of these games that are going to put, this on the map, and their giant partnership with Epic that they just announced to do this game is really, it's more like, and I think this is interesting, the play to earn features should be complementary to the gameplay. They shouldn't drive the gameplay. So, like, you're playing Fortnite because Fortnite's a really, really cool game and you love to play it or whatever. If you're my kids, you love to play it. But the idea is not like you're earning money, but if you love to play the game and then you're also earning money kind of just on the side, then that's really cool. But I just think about, like, my big thing is I always think about these browsers that you were able to use early on in the days of crypto. You would use the browser and, like, you would slowly earn crypto as it was mining in the background. Most of them turned out to be scams, but some of them used to be kind of legit. And the amount you would earn was so minuscule that it seemed pointless. It's like, why am I running this when I'm not making anything? And so I do think that even though it's got to be complementary to the gameplay, if you're earning like 7 pennies for playing for like 6 days, then what are you going to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do with that? That's not useful to anybody. It's just going to be money sitting around an account that nobody's going to use. So I think really whoever figures this out, whoever figures out how to make the play to earn complementary with the gameplay, but also in a way where people can earn enough to want to do something positive with the money and move it around, and add, do transactions and add liquidity or take away liquidity. I think that's really where the key is going to be. So I know TJ's really excited about it. He said he thought it's going really well there. So yeah, I really am, opposed to the way they pronounce it, but
yeah, it is. It does seem pretty big.
You know what you can do?
Oh, go ahead.
You know what you can do with those 7 pennies that you get an hour? You can buy about 50,000 Luna tokens. There you go.
Ooh, hey, there we go.
That's hilarious.
All right.
That's
You know,
a good
one.
looking at their store though, they do have 194 million total users. So I mean, we do have, you know, some serious numbers. Sin City, you know, on this note, when will you know, like a complimentary game, you know, you don't think about it being an NFT game or a blockchain game, but when do you think the #1 game will have some sort of, you know, blockchain capabilities, even though most users at that point probably won't even care or even be using those features? When will the you know, whether it's a Call of Duty, whether it's a Fortnite, whether it's this game Grit, is this something that's 1 year away, 5 years away, maybe never happens?
I mean, there's a couple of things I like to boast my knowledge on. One is cryptocurrency. 2 is first-person shooters. Your boy's an absolute demon, aka beast on Call of Duty Warzone. Pull up my laptop. And in case any of y'all want to throw down, this is my gamer tag on Battle.net. So I'll see y'all on the internet. But now back to the crypto story here. So what we're missing in blockchain is a AAA franchise. And what is the biggest AAA franchises out there? Fortnite, Call of Duty. These are first-person shooters. So to see Gala stepping into the ring with a first-person shooter, especially supported by Epic Games game browser, which is actively supporting blockchain technology, or at least saying they will, is huge for the space. And so I think, you know, Ben hit it on the head. You know, right now the play to, it's, you know, the play to earn thing, it needs to be fun to play. And then you earn if you happen to be playing too much. And so in the same way that, you know, the V-Bucks only have value because of people, all the kids want to play Fortnite. And so the same thing will happen. Once you have a fun game to play, where instead of giving a company money, we can monetize our own outfits and avatars. And I mean, it's pretty robust. I was looking into this project, so you can maybe buy land inside of a playable space, and then you can have your own little spot there. I mean, so I mean the idea of a metaverse that's also a battle royale style game makes a lot of sense. But make sure y'all square up with me on the Warzone. I got over 500 wins. Muchas gracias.
All right. Now, Crypto Blood, on that note, are you into Warzone as well? Were you ever into Call of Duty? And will you see EA, aka, you know, and this company, Activision, I'm sorry, will we see Activision get involved with NFT gaming soon, copying Epic Games?
Yeah, Call of Duty. I used to play it a lot, not much anymore. But that's not the story. The story is Steam. How they just completely failed here. They decided to ban Web3 games. I thought that was more of a shock than the actual article about Epic. They are going to look like Second Life here in a couple of years if they don't get their act together. I think it's a huge mistake by Steam doing that. But yeah, this is a big step in the right direction for the NFT community and the gaming community. This is only the first step, and you're going to see this grow, I think, exponentially and in a very, very fast pace. So I'm excited to see this. This is very exciting, and I think we're going to see a lot more happening in the next year than many think.
All right. Final question here. Infinite Crypto. Once NFT gaming and blockchain gaming becomes, you know, normal, will it muscle out traditional gaming? Will it be, you know, if I don't earn my 9 cents for playing for 6 hours, I don't want to play. Do you ever see a day where, you know, over 50% are going to be a play to earn model?
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that day is coming. I think it's a ways off. But this space, you know, excites me so much because, you know, my whole existence, the whole reason that Infinite Crypto exists is to help people create freedom in their lives. And I love these play to earn games. I love the direction that they're going. You know, I've got a 15-year-old son that I don't think is ever going to have a traditional job because he's learning about crypto and he's learning about these games and he's finding games. He spent, you know, an hour the other night, you know, checking out Moon Sama, because he loves Minecraft, ever since he was a little guy, loved Minecraft. And now Moon Sama has this, game on Saturdays or Sundays where you can go in and earn Moon Sama playing Minecraft. And now he's looking at this game and he liked what he saw in the beginning. And that's what I kind of base my excitement off of. If my 15-year-old looks at it and thinks it's got potential and he gets excited about it, then I definitely, see the future of it being bright. And I just love the idea that so many young people that are coming up are going to have these opportunities to change their lives financially. Can you imagine the amount of 15, 16, 17-year-old multimillionaires we're going to have in 5 or 10 years because of this kind of fun stuff? And yeah, man, I just think that it's going to be a big portion of what carries the crypto market up and to the right over the next 5 to 10 years, and it's definitely gonna take over at some point in time. I think what we'll see too is I think we'll see some of the traditional PlayStations and Xboxes and Sonys, those types of companies. I think in order to compete at some point in time, they're going to have to kind of move into the space and start, instead of charging all of their players to play, I think they're going to have to, and they're going to start creating play to earn models in order to boost their sales, in order to stay relevant, and in order to keep up with everything that's coming down the road.
All right, great. And it looks like that is all we have time for. And it looks like Sin City just narrowly edged out Ben. I think it was your KD ratio was high enough. People were typing it. So, all right, Sin City, feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts and drop a nuke on the haters.
All right, so here in Vegas, we're known for our casinos, particularly our blackjack. So 21, obviously the house wins, and so that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for a $21,000 Bitcoin. That is my all-in buy order right there. So that's the bottom for me. Anyways, if you guys didn't know, we do a live show Monday through Friday, 10:30 Vegas time. Come check us out. Thank you so much, guys, for having us on. Much love.
That is all we got time for today, BitSquad. Until next time, easy out.